the celebration, yeah.
Me say, today we celebrate an emerald anniversary themed to sophistication, celebrating Jamaicans at home and abroad, though it will be officially observed tomorrow, August 7th. All nations have them sensation, and every nation have them botheration. But this is the time for Jamaicans to have a happy meditation. You know, glad we're independent. In today's magazine, Issues and Dances comes to us from the recently held Diaspora Conference, where the subject of deportation was tackled. And later we'll take a musical trip down memory lane, looking at the songs from festival competitions over the years. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I am Adrian Atkinson. Stay tuned.
Let's celebrate Jamaica to the world. Fastest man in the world. First Jamaican woman to win gold in Olympic 100-meter sprint. An upcoming global superstar. Mouth-watering meals. And a vibrant set of people. We are Jamaicans. Let's get together and bring back the love.
Deportation is one of the many concerns among Jamaicans both locally and in the United Kingdom. Ian Boyne is joined by Seth Romacon, Jamaica's High Commissioner to the UK, to discuss the matter.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
At this session here at the Diaspora Conference, High Commissioner.
Yes.
Primary among the concerns of Jamaicans both here and in the UK is the issue of the deportation of Jamaicans from the UK. The amount of work that the High Commission puts in to ensure that every case of deportation is justified.
Yes.
And that the best is done for each person. This has been a matter of controversy
yes.
here. Could you shed some light on that? What the Commission does?
Of course.
With
But
that,
before I do that, let me demystify a little bit about deportation. Deportation is sort of promoted as something that happens to Jamaica and Jamaicans overseas and all that. The fact is that Jamaica also deports people. Last year alone, 400 people were deported from Jamaica outside. So, you know, it is as much as we talk about deportation, we must understand why deportation happens. Deportation is a consequence of the breaking of the immigration law of a country. And therefore, persons who are deported are found wanted on compliance with the law of the country. Now, when someone is to be deported, usually what happens is that the authorities identify them, it is brought to their attention, they're either given the warning or they are incarcerated, depending on the nature of the person's status. And then the process begins. You know, this idea that people are just picked up off the street and they're just thrown on a plane and all that, it's absolutely wrong. It's nothing like that happens. The individuals no longer ahead of time. I, for example, have been to the centers where persons might be held for deportation. Speak with them, speak with the authorities. Meet with, for example, the Home Office. The person in the Home Office, talk to them about the situation facing these individuals, right? Go and meet with the individuals, find out what is going on, what is the reasons behind their intended deportation.
The High Commission is notified when there is an intention to deport a person.
Absolutely.
High Commission is notified.
And there's intervention so that the persons already know, the High Commission already know that there's a process in place, and then what the High Commission does is to work with both the person who is to be deported as well as with the authorities to see what can be done. Now, what do we do? For example, we talk with the individuals to find out whether they would not opt for voluntary removal, because you don't have to be deported.
Well, there's that option.
There's the option that you can
voluntary
voluntary removal. I mean, you can decide that look, I realize I'm wrong, and I mean, you know, and this may lead up to me being forcefully removed. So there's forceful removal,
yes,
and there is voluntary removal.
Yes.
You can opt for voluntary.
And what's the difference?
And the difference is when you opt for voluntary, the blotch is not against your name. So you have an opportunity to reapply in order to come back to the country. But if you are forcefully removed, you've put a blot against your name.
Why wouldn't most people opt for that?
Because they feel that there is some person.
chance.
And you know what usually happens?
Yes.
They're talking to somebody who
Some
tell them,
lawyer.
no man, something can happen.
be
And some
done.
lawyer go and tell them that.
Some
And the
lawyer will-
lawyers make a little money off of them and all that kind of a
I
thing, right? And I don't want to say anything wrong against lawyers, but
Yes.
the fact is that many times they are taking down a path that gives them the wrong
Give
view.
bad advice.
That is correct.
sometimes.
And so you find that it
They
ends
don't
up with
it ends up with
deportation. I'm going to
deportation.
tell you something. On many occasions, when we get this message about deportation is about to take place, sometimes you have 80, nearly up to 100 or more persons that are lined up, right, to fill up the aircraft. After the intervention and going in, you find that a number of the persons opt for the voluntary removal. You find that the Home Office will point out to them that, no, this person is ill. This person has a particular problem.
So the High Commission has had an impact
Of course.
on the number of
You know what
deportation
happens,
cases.
Ian?
You are doing something.
Many times when the arguments are going on out there,
Yes.
in order not to compromise the system, we
keep
have to
quiet.
be working behind. And what we would really hope for is that individuals would try to encourage the process and not to give misinformation out there about the deportation. No, it happens that there are some persons who, under no circumstances, do they want to be deported. And some of that is legitimate. For example, an individual may give a case to say, you know what, I had to come here because my life is under threat because I was a witness in court for somebody, right? And for that reason, from that day, they said, boy, anywhere they find me, I'm going to be a dead man, right? No, if that can be backed up, and that is true, we have had persons who the authorities have said, okay, this person here has to be given other treatment of being retained in the country rather than to be deported.
And that's on the High Commission's intervention.
Absolutely. So the work of the High Commission is one that we carry out, you know, in a very intense way in order to avoid the deportation. So maybe somewhere around, you know, a month now before they say, boy, there's a date now for deportation. We go in and try to see the individuals. Now, we don't get to see everybody, right? There's some persons who, you know, they prefer not to be in the limelight or to have a discussion. They have already. But then the thing is that they can really go for the voluntary removal. And that's really what we are going
You're
for.
working for.
We would like to
voluntary
see
removal.
that persons who realize that they have run afoul of the law to say, you know what, it is kind of futile
to fight it.
to pursue this. Therefore, let me take the leadership. And that's what I want to encourage individuals. I want to encourage individuals who, because you know way ahead of time that, you know, you may come in touch with the authorities and they discover that you are here illegally, to begin the process of trying to legitimize your presence in the country. I had to deal with this in Canada. I had to deal with this in the UK.
you were doing-
And you know, you work with the authorities. Sometimes the authorities can be a bit very, you know, strong and very unrelenting in their
Yes.
thing. There are others who, when you reason and you know, they see that you're not giving support to illegality, because that's one thing we try to lay down. Jamaica is a country that upholds the rule of law. And wherever, whether it's in Jamaica or outside, and we believe that you bring a bad name upon Jamaica when you cause these things to happen. Not only that, in many instances, what these deportation things do is it covers over the many good things that people are doing in the diaspora. And you know, and all you see in the headline is about the deportation. When indeed, you're here at the Diaspora Conference, and you hear of the great and many things
that are being done.
that what the diaspora is doing is probably about 14% of Jamaica's GDP, and when you really do it all told, this morning it was said to somewhere about 20%. So what we have to do is to try and build this view, this understanding that, you know what, when you do something that you have not decided to go on a voluntary removal, you are beginning to bring us into the bad books. And that's not necessary, because it puts you in a bad position where you don't have a chance in the next 10 years to reapply. Whereas if you go voluntarily, you can start reapplying within a short period.
One of the points which are made, High Commissioner, is that some persons have been deported for relatively minor offenses, and that one, the impression is given or people infer that all these people are criminals. When it's not that they are criminals, it is that they might have overstayed, some might not have had proper information, and therefore as a result of which they ran afoul. Does the High Commission make a strong case for not pressing in certain matters?
What the High Commission tries to do, because you're right, the vast majority of people who find themselves being deported have no criminal record. Okay, it is because it's an immigration violation. Okay, but because they might have got themselves in something like a traffic accident or something, and when you inspect their papers and whatever, you're discovering that, boy, they are not legal in the country. That's how the thing comes in. But you know what? What we do is to try to encourage people to regularize their stay in the country. Because once the authorities get hold of them, we have no real power or authority, you know, we can encourage the individuals to get themselves right or take the voluntary
option. And the High Commission has an education and outreach program, High Commissioner, where you inform people.
Almost every meeting that we have, part of what is said is, you know, make sure you get yourself, if you're not a citizen of the country, if you're not properly landed, get yourself a right with the law. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you why it is so not so good. When you are found to be illegal in the country, you cannot get a job. Why? Because if anyone employs you, that person, the employer, is legality. That is right, and can be charged. I think can be in prison for about 6 months or something, right? You cannot access the health system because once you're discovered in that position, you are disqualified. So you don't have the health protection. And all kinds of other legislation. In fact, in 2016, the Immigration Act, they introduced 9 stipulations which prohibits you from having any benefits in the country because of your status. So, you know, when you're in that position, you cannot enjoy staying in the United Kingdom. So your best option is to take the Jamaica, you know, to be back with the voluntary option. But I would love, I don't know how many persons, you know, would be hearing or speak on this here. But look, we love our people. We want them to have the best outcome. Our people are a special people. Wherever they go in the world, they make a name for themselves. But some, they run into some kind of a problem. We want to say, look, the way to do it, and you can contact the High Commission, and we will sit and talk with you. We have a battery of lawyers who will sit. Yes, we have. We have a battery of lawyers. That will counsel and show them, and these lawyers are not charging them anything.
Okay, excellent.
In order to give them guidance, you know, there are a number of lawyers within the Jamaican UK community who have volunteered to do this. 2 of them, in fact, are here at the conference, right? And they were in a session I had yesterday, and we dealt with the subject of immigration there, and so on.
We're going to have to talk again, High Commissioner, when you come back to Jamaica. There's so much for us to talk about.
Thanks very much.
Great to have
this been a great conference.
Each time you're not paying full attention to the road environment, the greater your chances of getting in a crash like that. Plan routes to avoid focusing on GPS systems, prevent children from roaming in motor vehicles, turn down the volume of car stereo systems, pull off the roadway if you have to use mobile devices, do not read, watch television or eat while driving, avoid multitasking, and keep conversations with other passengers to a minimum. Whether you walk, ride, or drive, avoid potentially fatal distractions.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya. Tough yam and banana, we not left ya.
Finger licking jerk chicken, Helcher fish and bammy, will run down yam and banana, roast breadfruit, sweet potato pudding. Jamaica food sweet. So let's make a pledge to use more local produce and less foreign goods. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Sweet Jamaica, we not left ya.
Give me back me sweet Jamaica. We island in the sun. Words from one of the many festival songs used to drum up excitement yearly for our celebrations. As we continue to celebrate our independence, make we bring back the old time Jamaica.
It was also the beginning of a new era in the festival song competition. The foundation was already laid in the 60s and 70s, producing songs that document Jamaica's culture, heritage, and the spirit of the people. But with the 80s and 90s came changes, with some songs having a different sound.
She go, she stop, she go. Hey, I want a woman. I need someone.
The sing started around 80. It's talking over the rhythm. You follow what I'm saying? So it created a whole new thing where the dance different and the whole attitude different. So it was known here as melodic and as sweet as the 60s, 70s.
And there were other changes. In 1994, word came from the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC, that the then 29-year-old festival song competition would be renamed the Popular Song Competition. The aim? To represent the music of the day and to somehow cause the music to have appeal beyond the independence period.
The festival song too, if you check a lot of them, had, whenever festival come, the songs they were kind of like a mental, more jump up feel to it. I guess because they wanted to be celebratory. You have a kind of, you know, so even though rocks might be on or a slower beat might be on at the time, people still think say during festival you need something for, so you find the artists who enter or the producer tend to inject, in my view, more of a mentor, which is our indigenous music anyway. And then again, because you call it festival song, the shelf life is very limited. A festival song seldom lives after independence. It is used to drum up feelings and excitement up to festival. After that, so sales and things will be gone.
The change also set out to attract younger artists who were into reggae and dancehall and persuade the more established ones to participate.
There was this feeling among them that when you enter festival, they are stigmatized as a festival singer, and so they didn't see themselves entering it. And worst of all, they feared entering. And one of them know a man from the rural parishes, be them. You see, they couldn't live with that, right? So I was saying, no, we have a change in name from festival to popular. It would remove the stigma or lessen the dislike for it.
To the younger artists, however, they saw the festival stage as an opportunity to shine. The name change did not affect the success of the competition, but in 2008, JCDC decided to go back to its original name.
I didn't get the kind of response I thought it would have caused by changing the name and having these more reputed artists entering. It didn't happen. But the public didn't say, well, but years after, they figured the tradition should be maintained. Let's go back to festival song contest.
And though the name brand artists stayed away, three-time winner of the 70s, Eric Donaldson, continued, winning 4 more times in the 80s and 90s, the most of any festival singer to date.
But I am proud to be Jamaican, and I love Jimmy Highland.
Another high point of the festival song competition in the 80s and 90s, it produced the first female winner.
Mr. Give me back me sweet Jamaica, me land of sugar and rum. Give me back me me sweet Jamaica, me little island in the sun.
This period also gave rise to the popular Give Thanks and Praise artist Roy Rayon. He took home the top prize 4 times.
So give thanks and praises, we are still alive. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we survive.
It was a joyous time for Jamaicans all over. We were proud, it had meaning, it had substance, and you were very proud as a Jamaican to sing that song.
The first time I entered would have been 1980. And it's not true that every time Roy Rayon entered, he won, not true. I've won some second prizes, but they don't count. The top prize is what is most important.
Other multiple winners included the Astronauts and Stanley Beckford with 3 each. Contributing to the success of the 80s and 90s were the road shows.
Because our songs really and truly, they got exposure. Great exposure. You were going island-wide doing 14 shows. The songs were, one song, each song was playing like 3, 4 times, 5, could be up to 6 times per day. That's the sort of rotation for up to 6 weeks. So so you monitor that. You don't care if you didn't like a song. Everybody knew every song.
Over the years, the JCDC has ensured that the festival song competition continues to produce memorable celebratory songs, creating a kind of hypnotism that draws people to the finals year after year to support their favorites.
So I've kept it going from 63 or 66 till now. First of all, a major achievement. And I think it's a flagship item on the JCDC's showcasing of our culture each year.
All nations have the sensation, and every nation have the moderation. This is the time for a happy meditation. Nobody first enjoy the celebration, yeah. Mama, daddy, auntie, dada, and youth man, enjoy yourself in a year.
If you don't wear your seatbelt, this could happen to you. And the consequences could be disastrous. In an accident, the vehicle stops. Suddenly, you don't. Even at 30 miles per hour, your body will be thrown violently forward with a crash force of up to 10 times your weight. Always wear a seatbelt. Seatbelts save lives. A message from Texaco, a world of energy, and the Road Safety Unit, Ministry of Transport and Works. Remember, road safety begins with you.
A symbol of an independent nation was raised at midnight on August 6, 1962. Jamaica's national flag, bearing the colors black, green, and gold, symbolizing the fact that the sun shineth, the land is green, and the people are strong and creative.
The first time the public would witness the official use of the Jamaican national flag was on August 6, 1962. Since then, it has become a symbol of nationhood and used in various settings to observe moments of national pride and even sadness. Persons are generally allowed to use the flag for private or public purposes, but in order to protect its significance and that of other national symbols, protocols exist to guide its usage. Rules like not allowing the flag to touch the ground, not flying or using the flag only for decorative purposes on anything that is for temporary use and is likely to be discarded except on state occasions, refraining from draping the flag over private vehicles, ensuring that if it's flown in the company of other flags, it is not smaller than the others, and making sure that when it becomes worn and needs to be replaced, it's burned privately and not used for any other purpose. During any flag raising or lowering ceremony or any passing parade with the flag, persons are required to stand at attention and face the flag. Individuals in uniform should salute and men should remove their hats. For more information on the rules governing the use of the national flag or the other national emblems, contact the Protocol Office, Office of the Prime Minister, 1 Devon Road, Kingston 10, telephone 927-4101, or the National Library of Jamaica, 12 East Street, Kingston, telephone 967-1526 or 967-2516.
Nicky baby, come here. You understand, so I have to send you guy your auntie so you can go school and turn out better than me.
When I go be my time. Piggy, come finish your work.
If you or anyone you know has been a victim of human trafficking, call 811 or 1-888-PROTECT. Be wise. Open your eyes. Spot them. Stop them. A message brought to you by the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons.
No, son. A verb is an action word.
Parents need to become more involved in their children's education.
Parents are the first and in many cases the most important teachers.
Read with your children. Review their schoolwork. Visit their school.
Tapping and rapping and slapping, I said.
Nice. High five.
Woo! A good education will never decay.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
Tomorrow, August 7, is the official Independence Day holiday. So today and tomorrow, we're the vibes in celebration of everything Jamaican. I hope you found our program informative. Send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. Stay informed on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. You can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.